Welcome to VARINDIA News Hour. People dating online have experienced some form of threat or problem. Over billions of messages are exchanged on dating apps on various platforms globally, and this figure has shown a sharp rise from 2021. Dating apps made $3 billion in 2020, Tinder tops spending list. The pandemic further amplified the trend of online dating as more millennials and Gen Zs shunned their inhibitions and joined the online dating world to evade pandemic-induced isolations. Certain dating apps have added COVID Preferences Center to help normalize and better facilitate conversations about dating during the pandemic. The feature allows users to see what the other person's dating preferences are virtually only or meeting outdoors and in uncrowded places and what precautions they want to take. Virtual dating is becoming a norm with users who want to connect on video calls for a pre-date before they actually meet in person. In India, more than 80% mothers are now comfortable with their children finding a partner on a dating app, according to a study by TrulyMadly. Online dating is the category with the highest amounts of available services and the highest amounts of users. Several mobile dating apps have taken off in this segment in the past few years, but few are actually making any significant revenues. Revenue in the online dating segment is projected to reach $558.70 million in 2022. Overall, 55% of people that date online have experienced some form of threat or problem, ranging from IT security incidents to meeting up with people that didn't turn out to be who they claimed or being rejected by potential matches. The data suggests that men put themselves at risk more than women. Now, apps are making their user interface more secure to sustain more women on their platforms. Tinder is a good example for the household name and exceptional good business model. With its swiping feature, it became the top-grossing non-game app for the first time in years. Asia and South America are promising regions for the near future. Building safe, trustworthy, and engaging dating platforms have led to their transformation among parents and their increasing support to the younger generations. Ahmedabad, Chandigarh, Delhi, Jaipur, Nagpur, and Pune emerged as the top cities in India where parents support the usage of these apps, the study highlighted. Dating apps also gained a lot of traction from users in Tier 2 and 3 cities as COVID-19 induced lockdown, restricted movements, limited social contact, and reverse migration created a void and a sense of isolation, says experts. According to cybersecurity firm Kaspersky, 57% of online daters lie to each other, while 41% have faced some or the other form of fraud on dating apps. Many women also get unsolicited messages and drop off with a bad experience. There were several crimes that had occurred by the use of dating apps, potential mitigation strategies, the psychological and physiological effects on not only the general population, but also minority groups, and lastly, an assessment on the associated cybersecurity risks and potential digital artifacts of interest in criminal investigations. Let's look into today's headlines in VARINDIA. Morgan Stanley forecast slowdown in India's GDP growth. Morgan Stanley has lowered its forecasts for India's economic growth in the next 2 fiscal years, saying a global slowdown, surging oil prices, and weak domestic demand would take a toll on the country. The gross domestic product growth will be 30 basis points lower than the previous estimates, that is 7.6% for fiscal 2023 and 6.7% for fiscal 2024. Both inflation and the country's current account deficit will likely get worse due to broad-based price pressures and record high commodity prices. TataSons Chairman lists 5 megatrends for future. In his virtual address at the Confederation of Indian Industries session on future businesses, TataSons Chief N. Chandrasekaran listed the focus on artificial intelligence and supply chain rebalancing among 5 megatrends for the period to come. Remaining sustainable, shifting attention towards health and wellness-related value propositions, and assessing talent from across the globe were among the other megatrends which Chandrasekaran listed at the Being Future Ready CII session. Government to hold 33% stake in Vodafone Idea post-equity conversion. The government will hold around 33% in Vodafone Idea post-conversion of its accrued interest liability into equity, while the telco's promoters, UK's Vodafone PLC and India's Aditya Birla Group, will collectively hold 50% in the company. The Department of Telecommunications has computed the net present value of the accrued interest due to the 4-year federal of spectrum and adjusted gross revenue payments at rupees 16,133.1 crores. At present, UK's Vodafone PLC and ABG own 47.61% and 27.38% in VI respectively. China's zero-COVID policy is impacting global trade. China's infamous zero-COVID policy is not only harming the Chinese citizens, but is also posing a significant threat to the world, as the country's witless rules have left hundreds of cargo ships stranded on the ports, which will impact freight costs and global inflation. Many companies are bearing the brunt of China's stern COVID policies. Maersk, the world's second-largest shipping company, has suggested that the lockdown will severely impact truck services, and transport costs would perceive a rise at an unexpected level. Uber to hire 500 techies in India by this year. Mobility major Uber has announced plans to hire 500 tech employees by December 2022. Uber is looking for best-in-class engineers, data scientists and program managers to join its global engineering and product teams aimed at building locally and scaling globally. The company already has a 1,000-member team across its tech centers in Hyderabad and Bengaluru. Uber hired 250 engineers to its India teams last year. The company has been expanding teams globally at all its tech centers, including the US, Canada, Amsterdam and its twin centers in India. That's all for now. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to VARINDIA News Magazine. You can download the VARINDIA app from Google Play Store and Apple App Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.